Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hunter. Welcome back to the baseball, and hopefully you like this video and hit that subscribe button. A very entertaining game, even though the Mets lost on Sunday, 10-5 to the Astros. It's sort of like a domino effect the last 2 days of what happened on last Sunday in Chicago. Obviously not having Edwin Diaz this week, in particular on Saturday, hurt this team in a way that had a good chance to win this series against the Astros. But unfortunately, due to what's going on in Major League Baseball, where they just completely hate the Mets, and the fact that the umpires, it's like this attitude, Mets are going to Mets, so they got to be cheating. So the effect of what they did last week by having Edwin Diaz getting thrown out, taking the 10-game suspension, and of course Drew Smith having blew out his elbow. You can't tell me. I know he said on last Friday, that he felt something, but you know what? If he hadn't come in that game, maybe his elbow wouldn't have blown out. I don't know. But the Mets fought very hard in this game on Sunday. They were down 4-0 in this game. They never hit until the 6th inning. The first hit by Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo had a big game tonight, this afternoon, and then tonight. And of course, the Mets just didn't win it. I mean, it was a very, very difficult loss, but it's not a key loss. I mean, considering how far they've come, they're 11 games under 500 now. They're one game under 500 at the halfway point. There's a lot of positives in this game to take from moving forward. We're now in the month of July. Amazingly, we're in July. Tomorrow's July 1st. The Mets are going up against some rather not very good teams, the Nationals, the Pirates, the Marlins, and the Rockies. Now, the Pirates are going to be tough this next weekend, because they're going up against some very good pitching there with Jones and with Skeens. I don't know if Skeens pitching. I got to find out, look at it. I'd like to see him firsthand. But this next 2 weeks could be very interesting, because they could get themselves over 500 to finish the first half of this season. Now, offensively, the offense has been pretty good. They showed up today, which was great to see. Again, Mark Vientos keeps getting big hits. Although it would have been nice if he got a big hit in the 10th, 11th inning or whatever it was, but in the 10th inning. But you only ask so much of him. But he put 2 runs on the board. Brandon Nimmo had that big home run in the 7th inning. And Brandon Nimmo tied the game in the 10th inning. I mean, really, the offense has been excellent here. But this pitching staff, in particular, the relievers, Mets could use some help. They need another lefty in this bullpen desperately. Jake Diekman scares the hell out of me. They just sent Danny Young back down to the minor leagues. I have a video on all these different moves the Mets made before the game today. I did not have a chance to post it, because it's been out all day. And then I watched this game, and I'm sitting around sort of waiting for the rain. Then it was pretty bad where I am here at the baseball. It was pretty bad here too. But it was one of these losses that it's not going to kill you. I mean, like I said, the Mets have played well. They're going up against a team that's played just as well as they have. The Mets have had the best record in the National League in June, while the Astros had the best record in baseball in June. There's nothing really to complain too much about, other than the concerns with this pitching and with this bullpen. The pitching should get better, just due to the fact that Cody Senga is going to be coming back. He was throwing a lot. I guess he was throwing during the before the game today. Out in the outfield, he was in uniform. He was throwing. He's probably going to go on a rehab assignment soon. Christian Scott is going to be coming back on Tuesday and start for the Mets on Tuesday against the Nationals. Tomorrow night, the Mets are going to send David Peterson out there against the Nationals, against this kid named James Wood, who's a prospect. But the Mets are not in bad shape. I mean, like I said, the biggest issue was here with this bullpen. The Mets need another reliever in this bullpen in the worst way. I don't want Ottavino here much longer. My sort of tolerance of him is at pretty much at a low as it could be. This guy Matt Festa, we're not going to see too much of him. I've seen enough of him And he wasn't throwing hard. He was throwing like 90, 91 miles an hour. That's unusual for today's reliever to be a guy that's throwing 90 to 91 miles an hour. You don't see that too often. But they tried their best. They tried to squeak the game into the 11th, until at least the bottom of the 11th inning, at least being down 1 run. But that 11th inning just sort of fell apart because obviously, with this, with all the sort of injuries they've had in the bullpen and not having Diaz over the last few days has really hurt them. Now, Mets are going to have more the whole week now without Edwin Diaz. They've got 5 games. They've got 5 more games to go without him. Major League Baseball really screwed the Mets over, which is no surprise. They do this all the time to the Mets. Everything the Mets do is wrong, and it comes from the very top. Why they like that about the Mets, I don't know. I know one thing. Mets don't get any kind of benefit of the doubt. Most Yankees usually are in a situation where they can wash their hands, no problem. Mets, that's a different story. And the Mets are going to be playing 4 games against the Nationals this week. They got to take 3 out of 4. I know the Nationals have played better than they have in the last few years. The Mets need to take 3 out of 4. Just to keep going, keep getting series, keep winning series. I'm very concerned about the Mets going up against the Astros. The Mets don't play well against the Astros historically. Other than that one big series many moons ago, they've not played well against the Astros. But I'd like to see them take 3 out of 4 from the Astros. From the Nationals. Hope to take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. The Pirates have been a pain in the... I think they played them 3 out of 4 games. But I'd like to see them take the series from the Pirates. And then they play the Marlins and then the Rockies. It's not going to be easy. We know that for sure. But Mets have to do the best they can and take every series, or it's a 4-game series, tie the series. And then we get to the All-Star break. That's in 2 weeks. And obviously, keep rolling, keep hitting. This offense is pretty good so far. A couple of things, like I said. Mets need to get another reliever in here. A setup man. That's been sort of the beginnings of the rumors. Is that the Mets are kind of thinking about, if they were to make some moves, they become buyers, that they're going to be looking for a setup man. And they need an 8th inning guy in the worst way. A guy that they can put in the 8th inning and then maybe close games out. Maybe some other team's closer. Maybe some other team's setup man. I don't know. I can go through the names at some point. But this team needs some more help in this bullpen. And they got to find a way to stop throwing balls and stop walking batters. It's just crazy. And I've said this for a few years now. Get Jeremy Hefner out of here. I've been saying this for 4 years. I've seen the deterioration of this pitching staff because they keep walking batters, keep giving up home runs. Now, the home runs haven't been that bad this year, but in past years they've been pretty lousy. Couple of things about this game. Severino put it in a very professional game and got the Mets 7 innings. If you want to understand, early in the game, used a lot of bleeders, a lot of sort of unlucky hits that the Astros had in this game. And then they brought in Hauser, and Hauser pitched pretty well. He's been great out of the bullpen. The Mets have gotten great performances from a lot of guys. Hauser's won. Torrens is another. He threw 2 runners in this game late in the game. He has been great since the Mets brought him in here from the Yankees. And all it cost him was $100,000. That's Moneyball. You ever heard of Moneyball? That's what Moneyball is. Bringing in a guy, spending very little money, and getting value out of him. And that's what Moneyball is about. It's about bringing in guys like Luis Torrens and being able to get something out of him over a game or two, and you earn wins, you win games by spending a certain amount of money, and that's how they do it. That's how the A's did it. But the thing is that the Mets have to find a way this week to cobble this bullpen together, get more innings out of the starting rotation. And it hasn't been easy. This rotation, these first innings for these starters has been terrible. Tyler McGill couldn't get out of the first inning and on Saturday. I'm tired of watching him. And then people are saying, well, let's put him in the bullpen. I don't know if he can pitch out of the bullpen. I know he is not his brother. Okay, I don't know if he has the mentality to be a very good reliever, an effective reliever at this level. I couldn't tell you. because he pitched out of the bullpen 2 years ago and he looked like he was scared. And he didn't look like he looked very uncomfortable. But the problem with him is very similar to what David Peterson's dealing with. Is he walks a lot of batters and he gives up home runs. I mean, Tyler McGill's pretty bad at it. It's not, Peterson's not as bad as McGill, but you don't want a guy who's walking batters when you bring him in, out of the bullpen, and you don't want him giving up home runs. So I don't know if he's the right guy for a bullpen option. Throws hard, he's got good stuff, but there's something wrong here. I can't put my finger on it, and I don't know if it's the pitching coach or whatever it is. Like I said, I'm not stopping when it comes to complaining about the pitching coach. I'm not a fan of his at all. That's how I feel, and that's never going to change till he's out of here. That was the one problem that I had with what David Stearns did this past offseason. He had a great offseason, very good offseason, but then he kept Jeremy Hefner, which I didn't understand. I still don't understand it. And then see the continued walk-in batters. Let's never walk batters like this prior to 2020. But this has been a continued problem, and you get a lot of value out of a good pitching coach. You don't get a lot of value out of these other coaches. You just don't. But at the pitching coach, you do. Little note, Brandon Nimmo hit his 100th home run with that tying home run in the 7th inning. He is an American success story. This is a guy that did not have a high school team. He played on traveling teams, and people did not think that he was going to be much of a major leaguer. He's turned into be a very good everyday player and a leader on this team. He's an excellent player, and it's been fun to watch his development. And I don't know if we're at that point where he's going to get better, but he's gotten so good. He's got a chance to drive in 100 runs. I never thought he'd ever be able to do that. He's got a shot to do that this year. So, and lead the Mets in RBIs too. Well, thank you for watching this video. I have more stuff later. Plenty of shorts. We'll have some live streams this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.